Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Please, in our closet, let's keep sharing words of prayer for Southeast region as they are going through quite a lot. We're going to ram two news into one as the federal government have decided to make strong moves in Anambra state, and of course Governor David Umahi, being the chairman of Southeastern region, is talking very strongly over the fact that agitators for Biafra are gaining serious ground, and is saying, look, this issue of Biafra is actually madness. Before we go to the news proper, we'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as you update our channel on YouTube. Let's start with what Governor David Umahi has got to say. Describing the agitations for Biafra as madness, Governor David Umahi said what Southeasterners want is to be treated equally like other regions. Umahi stated this while appearing on Channels Television. Every elite in Southeast is not desirous of Biafra. We don't want Biafra. We only want to be treated equally like other regions in Nigeria, he said. So this idea of Biafra is madness. The All Progressive Congress chieftain lamented the violence that has engulfed the region. According to Ebonyi governor, he started as a cry against marginalization, but later turned into violence. You can never get a nation out of a nation by the kind of hate speeches being dished out, and then from hate speeches to threats, then actual bringing down of people and formation of militant groups. He said, if you're fighting to protect us, so why are you killing us? We are the ones, bringing down ourselves. Occasionally, people are imported from outside to do this mayhem, but majorly, like in my state, Ebonyi state, all the people that we have caught all came from the southeast. While appealing to the youth in the region, Umahi stated that governors are ready to do all they can to get agitators empowered. Okay, maybe probably get them off the street. He believes they're actually unemployed. Okay, let's continue. The governor urged agitators to come out and engage government in dialogue. Whatever is your problem, is it unemployment? You have nothing doing. We are going to leave every other thing to make sure you are empowered. The only thing is that when you are in the bush, we don't have access to you. You have to come out of the bush and work with us to empower you, he said. But when you say no, that you will go in the name of agitations to cause criminality, we will isolate you as a criminal. And this is where we are, and we are very, very serious about it. This one now is a case of clamping down, on the people who are causing a lot of mayhem. And he's actually saying on good authority that those causing this mayhem are majorly from Southeast. To say occasionally they come in once in a while. But let's find out what the federal government, of course, in another news, they have in stock for Anambra State. The Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, says drastic action may be taken if the continued mayhem and violence in Anambra State does not stop. Malami disclosed that the federal government may declare a state of emergency in the Southeast state to ensure that the forthcoming governorship election holds. The minister said the government has resolved that the November 6th election will take place, adding that the government is determined to ensure a hitch-free election in Anambra State. Briefing newsmen on Wednesday, after the Federal Executive Council FEC meeting at the Presidential Villa Abuja, Malami noted that the security of lives and properties of Nigerians living in Anambra is paramount to the government. The minister stated that a state of emergency may be declared in the state if national security is attacked and sanctity of the constitutionally guaranteed democracy is threatened. Okay, meaning if he finds out that anarchy is taking place, then they may declare state of emergency in Anambra State. Let's continue. He said, when our national security is attacked, the sanctity of our constitutionally guaranteed democracy is threatened. No possibility is ruled out. As a government, we have a responsibility to ensure the sustenance of our democratic order As a government, we have a responsibility to provide security to life and properties. So within the context of these constitutional obligations of the government or the desire to establish democratic norms and order, there is no possibility that is outruled. So, what I'm saying in essence, no possibility is outruled by government in terms of ensuring the sanctity of our democratic order, in terms of ensuring that our elections in Anambra hold. I cannot rule out the possibility of declaration of a state of emergency where it is established, in essence, that there is a failure on the part of the state government to ensure the sanctity of security of lives, properties, and democratic order. I don't know if Obiano will like this, Governor Willie Obiano, because if a state of emergency is declared, it clearly means that it's a case of him being more like a figurehead governor where there will be an alternative authority. Okay, and that may not speak too well for him, being the fact that as a two-time governor should be able to understand the dynamics of how to take care of his people. Look, the agitation is coming from his people. All right, this issue of declaring state of emergency and security, I think we're just using the last resort for the first. Okay, yes, they're looking at the fact that if I think it's a tussle of power between the government and the agitators. They are of the opinion of just trying to envisage the government of the days of the opinion that if they allow agitators saying no elections in Southeast, particularly in Anambra State, likelihood that there will be no elections in the whole of Southeast come 2023 will be very, very high. So it's like a kind of testing of the waters to see how viable, how visible, or how actualizable that order can be. And that's why I feel that's why the federal government is taking this very, very personal. Because if I want to look at issues of insecurity, and northeast is actually bubbling with all these so many things happening, insecurities everywhere. But you find out that apart from northeast bubbling or the not generally bubbling, it's the fact that there's election, there will be election, or there ought to be election that will hold, I think, come November 6th thereabout. And even campaigns are slow in coming. Some other campaigns are coming up, but generally the humanitarian candidates are careful and not to make the agitators to get very vexed. But in other clans, in other society, in other regions, by now campaigns should be in earnest. But I feel that the way it is going, then we have a situation in hand. Governor David Umahi just generally telling IPOB and agitators for Biafra generally that look, this whole issue of Biafra actualization is madness, that the elite definitely do not sanction it. It all started with marginalization, from marginalization to threat, now it's full-blown issues, chaotic issues. Then it's a case of looking inwards and talking to your people. Let's not go and wrap it up. Let's meet in our comment section. What's your take on what is happening in Anambra State, or what may likely happen in Anambra State, and what Governor Dave Umahi said concerning the elite?